What's up, everybody? So Figma just released the ability to integrate shaders. Now, I have some problems with how the whole system works, and I'm going to show you in this video, and then also a workaround, because you can't really just stay within Figma itself to try to realize this stuff in the browser, and you'll see exactly what I mean. Let's get started. So let's say, for instance, we wanted to apply an interesting shader effect of some sort onto this. So we could see we have just our 3 different rows right here of our galleries, and then wrapping around it, we have the main frame itself. So with that selected, I'm going to go over here to Tools, and you can see down there's a bunch of different shaders that you can choose made by community in Figma itself. I'm going to choose the lens distortion one. So I'm going to hit Apply, and there we go. That applies this lens distortion effect. Very cool, because over here in the settings, the slider settings, for this particular shader, you can adjust several different values. Now, the one thing that I don't like is the fact that the distortion slider only allows you to kind of create a bulge or just go regular, but not opposite. So what do you do then if a given shader doesn't have what you want? Well, very simply, we're just going to go back here, make sure we have the actual frame selected that has the lens distortion effect. That's where your shaders show up, apply to it, and then we're going to go to Agents. Now, in the Agents area, I'm going to go ahead and create a new chat, and down here, I'm simply going to describe the changes that I want made to the shader effect. All right, so there's a lens distortion shader effect applied to this frame. Adjust the distortion slider so that it accepts negative values so that I can create the opposite of the warp effect. Keep all the existing properties of the shader the same. Okay, simple enough. Let's see what it does. Before it finishes, I want you to notice kind of how it's blurred at the edges. All right. And we're going to see if it's really just able to make that one adjustment so that we can invert it to make it look like, we're kind of viewing this little gallery on the inside of a sphere. All right, so it is done apparently. And when you request to make an adjustment to a shader, you have to click Apply. Okay, it's applied. And now you can see we can just delete the old one, which is the one at the bottom. All right, so now let's click here and see. Okay, yeah. We can have a negative value on this. There we go. Okay, that looks pretty cool, but what about the chromatic aberration? If I choose radial, okay, that's kind of cool. Making slight adjustments, directional. So what ends up happening is, remember I mentioned, look at how when you have the chromatic aberration, there's like a blur effect. We don't get that anymore. It's different. However this is applied is different. And the takeaway here is if you try to adjust like a public shader and you only want to adjust one value, it ends up recreating and kind of like just screwing up the existing shader. So that's my first problem with kind of how this works. For now, I'm just going to leave this kind of as is. And let's say, for instance, we're happy with this. And we want to take this exactly as it looks and have it go in the browser, right? We want to see this realized on the actual browser. And maybe we'll create like a little bit of a mouse movement effect where the UI shifts slightly, maybe based on like a parallax effect. You would think, if you didn't know anything else about Figma, you would think, okay, let's just go down here and we're going to ask for that specifically on this chat. So use HTML, CSS, and JavaScript to create a one-to-one representation in the browser. Ensure to include the shader effect and add a slight parallax movement effect on the gallery based on mouse position. Let's go ahead and hit send. And I'm going to tell you right now this isn't going to work, but let's just see what it tries to do. Okay, so you just saw me playing pool. This was like 5 or 6 or 7 minutes length, and it's still sitting here. And it's doing something, it's attempting to do something, wasting tokens that it can't do. How do I know that it can't do this? Even though it's saying it's inspecting the frame's layer tree, it's trying to get all this crap, it's planning next steps, right? Well, that's because you can't do it here in design mode. You have to launch a separate freaking document, a Figma Make document, and then you have to paste in a reference to this actual frame and then ask it to do it there. This here in design mode, it's not even capable of doing it. So I don't understand why they don't have like a system prompt real quick that just it looks and says, oh, that person's asking for code. Let's just do a hard stop. Tell them to go to Figma Make. It did this once for me, but it's obviously so arbitrary that sometimes it just tries to do it. It'll probably sit here just trying to do something that it literally cannot do. So I have to stop it. So let's go ahead and do it the proper way. I'm going to take a copy link to the selection. I'm going to go over here. I'm going to click on Figma Make to create a new document. And I'm going to paste in a reference to that frame, as you can see right there, and then paste in the same prompt that I gave it before. All right, there's the actual prompt. Let's go ahead and send this over. Okay, so here's the result. It only took about like a minute or two, but notice there is no parallax effect. Where it happened to the shader? I mean, it does have a parallax effect kind of here, but what happened to the shader itself? It's non-existent. So I'm going to go ahead and be like, hey, there's a lens distortion shader. Apply the damn thing. You're right. The image clearly shows a barrel CRT lens distortion warping the frame. I need to add that to the fragment shader as a UV warp pass. Here they are. But this is not the effect that I actually wanted. I mean, if we go back here, look at what it's supposed to look like. So it does not do like this one-to-one recreation of the shader effect. So really, what is the point of this? Well, one use case is you can at least use it to create promo videos. If you switch down here to the new timeline editor and you want to create some type of like video-based promo that utilizes this actual effect. I'm assuming that would work, especially when you export it to MP4. I just did a video last week about how to do that exactly. But as far as, using and staying within the Figma ecosystem to try to, implement shaders and then get them realized with Figma Make, it doesn't seem like that's a go right now. It seems like maybe this is just kind of like loosely like inspiration maybe. So I hate it. So, okay, maybe Claude Code or whatever agent you use, could be Cursor or whatever, anything that has access to MCP rather, like the Figma MCP server, maybe it will do a better job at, implementing this particular effect. So let's go ahead and do that. Right click, copy link to selection. Okay, so here's what it says. Use the Figma MCP server to create this gallery where there's a lens distortion effect applied to it. Do not create your own effect. Use the values that are directly as a part of this lens direction effect found within the Figma document. Also, add a mouse movement parallax effect on the gallery itself. I'm using Opus 4.8. We'll get this up here on max for effort, and we'll see if this has, a better chance of working. Okay, here it is. I am actually impressed. I didn't think it was going to be able to do it, but it did actually do a really good job, almost like pretty much a one-to-one job of what I was imagining. It even changed the crosshair right here. So that's really cool. You could actually take it a step further and you could ask it to add a little panel that allows you to control all of the shader effects, which is what I typically do when I'm working with shaders in the browser, so that I can really fine tune all of the associated properties with it, rather than probably sit there and mess with it in Figma. So this begs the question though, it's like, I really wish Figma would, maybe try to condense their products, like the design and code, into one document. Because right now, as it stands, Figma Make doesn't seem like it's very capable. Perhaps that's just an issue with the model, whatever model is chosen in there. But I think it could drastically be improved. And that's kind of like the issue when you have, software that's been around for so long and you're trying to build on top of it, especially with a new paradigm when it comes to, AI and all this crazy stuff we're dealing with. Me personally, I wouldn't even use shaders within Figma as they currently stand, when I can just kind of prompt them into existence and then make adjustments on the fly with real-time slider and configuration values that you could just literally pop up in the corner. So that's just a quick take on how you can use shaders and what the current state of shaders are within Figma. Me personally, I think they can be improved a lot. Let me know what you all think here. I will see you all very soon. Goodbye.